Hey guys, welcome back to Creators of the Lost Art. My name is Ron. It's a beautiful but chilly day and I've got lots of work to do. So this video is going to be a little bit different. Today we're going to be adding a meter can or electrical service to the shop. See, currently it's being fed underground to a breaker that's in the house, the main panel of the house. But I want to get the shop onto its own breaker, its own service, so that I can have a little bit more breaker space, a little bit more power availability for some future upgrades to the shop.
Now, I am not an electrician. I just sometimes play one on YouTube. But after contacting them, the power company sent me the requirements for installing a new meter on a structure. It starts with a UL listed meter can, and this is a 200 amp meter can and main breaker combo rated for outdoor. My friend Sean stopped by and wanted to lend a hand, so after I gave him a tutorial on how to use a drill, he put together these backer supports so that we would have some structure to bolt that meter can to. And after explaining what a level was and a repeat instructional on how to use a drill, Sean used lag bolts and bolted these pieces of unistrut to those backer boards that we screwed to the inside of this wall. And then we were able to bolt the meter can combo to the pieces of unistrut. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, Sean. However, I did not have to show him how to use this post driver. That Hulk smash motion comes natural to Sean, and we put this 8-foot ground rod all the way into the ground. Now the ground wire has to be ran in conduit, and the only piece of conduit I had was this orange 3/4 EMT, but we did pull the ground wire and connect it to that ground rod. The power company requires the supply wires to be in 2-inch rigid galvanized conduit and a minimum of 2 clamps on that conduit. So I had to add some more short pieces of unistrut so that I'd have a place to add those clamps to it. A 2.5-inch hole saw was the perfect size for underneath, and I drilled a larger 4-inch hole on the top to make it easier to get the pipe down through it. Another requirement was the height of this pipe has to be between 3 and 3.5 feet above the penetration in the roof. So once I drilled those holes, I could get an accurate measurement, cut it off with a bandsaw, clean it up with a file, and install it, sending the threaded side down into that rain hub connector at the top of the meter can. I did not get a good shot of my bearded brother-in-law and I pushing these 2/0 aluminum wires up through the conduit out the top of the roof. And when connecting these, I made sure that the one wire with the yellow stripe was landed on the neutral terminal. And believe it or not, the hardest part of this entire process was cutting this little circle out of this rubber rain boot that goes down over the pipe and can be secured down with screws and silicone to make it waterproof. The wind kept knocking over my camera stand, so this is the best shot I could get of adding the weather head to the top of the conduit and pulling the 3 wires through it. The existing breaker panel in my shop is only a 100 amp panel, so I added a new 100 amp breaker and some 1.5" Schedule 80 PVC as the conduit from the new main meter can combo to the existing 100 amp panel in my shop. By using a heat gun and some gentle pressure, I was able to bend this conduit to where it would line up right underneath my existing panel. And then the lineman came out and did the part that I couldn't do. But that's only because they wouldn't let me borrow their truck. Copper wire, especially a larger size like number 4, is very expensive, so I wanted to reuse the wire that ran to the existing panel in the house. So disconnected that breaker inside the house and pulled all that wire back out through that conduit underground. And Pops, who is an actual electrician, showed up and helped me feed that wire from my existing panel to my new panel, as well as gave the seal of approval with, quote, "Is that the best you can do?" And finally, I was able to make all of the connections from the existing panel to the new one. All right, so we have disconnected the shop from the house and connected the shop to its home power meter, and everything's working inside, lights and plugs and everything, and it all looks well. So anyways, Franklin's over there preaching at the rabbits.
She's a bad rabbit.
She's a bad rabbit. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.